Well, what is up, guys? Hopefully you're all having a good day. So I thought I would do a video talking about the Tony Jolie, well, Jonathan Jolie in particular, and more specifically, obviously the YouTube shorts and everything that he posted yesterday. So, obviously, using Alessia's injury for content again and people turning a blind eye to that. Yesterday's comment section for the YouTube short was filled with comments, saying Jonathan is such a great dad, this, that, and the other. It was like people were turning a blind eye or choosing to ignore the fact that he was basically, using his child's injury as content, obviously filming some footage at the hospital again, which he didn't need to film that. In a way, it kind of feels like he deliberately got Alessia's hopes up for no reason. It's sad when I look at the Tony Jolie his because there's been so many instances where you feel like they should have been given some privacy and they weren't given that, and it was like the other day, like this is one of the reasons why I went ballistic over the fact that Jonathan had filmed Alessia and everything in the hospital and all that, because I just felt like he should have been given his kids. He should have been giving her some privacy, and he wasn't doing that. It feels like with Jonathan and Anna, it feels like they're constantly prioritising money, views, and content over things that are more important. It feels like they don't give a crap about their kids. It feels like the only thing they give a crap about is money, views, and content. And sadly, that's a common thing with a lot of family vlogging channels. It feels like the parents don't give a damn about the kids. It feels like all they care about is money, views, and content, which is why a big part of why people are so against these family vlogging channels is because it feels like the parents don't care about the kids at all. It just feels like they're constantly prioritising money and views and content over their kids, and people are basically applauding them for that. People are basically saying they're such great parents when it's quite clear that they don't really give a damn about their kids, and you can see that from a mile off. It won't be any more obvious that these parents don't really give a crap about their kids at all. They won't be making that any more obvious than they are. People like Jonathan and Anna do a very good job of showing people that they don't give a damn about their kids. And videos like what Jonathan put out yesterday really proved that he doesn't give a damn about his kids. Because at the end of the day, no decent parent uses their child's injury for content in the way that Jonathan is, or the way that Jonathan was. Like, that's not what a decent parent does. A decent parent doesn't use their child's injury for content or think that's acceptable. But Jonathan certainly did. Because that's the sort of person that people that they are. They're scumbags who think that doing things like that is completely acceptable, which it really isn't. At the end of the day, and people need to stop saying they're such great parents, especially when they're doing things like this. But it's like, how can they come on the videos and comment that Jonathan's such a great parent when he's quite blatantly using his child's injury for content in a way that he shouldn't be doing that. It's just disgusting and appalling that people are continuing to defend him when he's doing things like this. And people are constantly, continuing to say, oh, well, he's not doing anything wrong, this, that, and the other, when actually he is. And the sooner people start to wake up and realise that, the better. I don't mean to sound like I'm trying to be harsh, or bitter, or, whatever, but it's just not acceptable for a parent to be using their child's injury as content, especially in the way that Jonathan is. Like, it's just appalling, and I feel sorry for the kids, because it just, what we're seeing, is, really kind of proving the point that I have made in a lot of videos I've done, and it's that a lot of these kids on these family vlogging channels don't have a single ounce of privacy and aren't given any privacy, aren't ever given any privacy. And what we're seeing with Jonathan backs up what I've said, because he wasn't given Alessia any privacy at times where we've seen it so many times where Jonathan and Anna haven't been giving their kids any privacy at times where they should have been given his some privacy, like filming Alessia at the hospital, filming her having the X-rays done. He doesn't need to be filming that. But of course, if you're a sicko like Jonathan, then of course you are gonna film things like that. This is the thing. No normal parent, when their child has to go to A&E, thinks, "Oh, I must let my camera out and start filming that for a video." That's not what any normal parent does. Or if their child has to go to an appointment to get some X-rays done, they don't stand there filming their child having the X-rays done. It's like, give your kids some flipping privacy. The problem with Jonathan and Anna is they won't do that. They won't give their kids any privacy, especially at times when they should be giving them that privacy. But it's a bit that, as I said, that is the biggest problem with family vlogging channels. These days is that kids are not getting any privacy at times when they should be getting that privacy, and it's sad. The problem with the Tony Jolie kids is they've never really known what privacy is, because there's not a single part of their lives that has ever been kept private. Every single part of their lives has been broadcast online by Jonathan and Anna for public consumption. And I'm not going to have people coming at me and say that's not the case, because it basically is. Alessia, Andrea, Amelia and Edie have all had every single part of their lives broadcasted online. They've even had parts of their lives broadcasted online that should never have been broadcasted. Like, for example, Edie's trans journey and Edie's, all of this stuff with Edie's transition. The way that Jonathan and Anna have exploited that is absolutely horrific. It's disgusting and appalling to think about the way they've exploited that. And again, it's kind of what we're seeing with Alessia's injury. Jonathan is basically exploiting that and using that for content. It's another case where Jonathan is using something for content that he probably shouldn't be using for content. And this is what family vloggers, the one thing that, family vloggers do get a lot of backlash for is using something as vlog content that they shouldn't be using as vlog content. It's something that so many family vloggers are guilty of doing, is using something for vlog content that they shouldn't be. It's not that they've had, they get so much backlash for not giving their kids any privacy, for not, for sharing things online that they shouldn't be sharing. You can't help but feel sorry for these kids and wish that Jonathan and Anna would just give them some privacy. And, it's like no matter what, no matter where they go, what they do, they just can't have any privacy in their lives. There's always got to be a camera there, no matter what happens, no matter where they go. Jonathan and Anna have always got to be filming them. They've always got to be getting video content. Like, they're not happy unless they can use something for content. And you've got people basically ignoring the fact that Jonathan's doing that and kind of turning a blind eye to the fact that Jonathan is doing that. And this is what is really sad. It's the fact that people are basically just turning a blind eye to that, like it doesn't matter. The fact that he's basically using his child's injury for content. It's actually appalling to think that there are some people out there who don't see anything wrong in that. This is the thing, this is the sad thing about it, is there are probably a lot of people out there who don't see anything wrong in the fact that his parents do things like that. But it's just, it's wrong on every level. And I'm not going to apologise for calling them out for this and saying that saying that them doing things like this is completely unacceptable. And it's completely wrong. Because at the end of the day, it is completely wrong. And if me saying that makes me a bad person, then so be it. I'm not going to apologise for having an opinion, or for not of saying that I don't agree with the fact that parents do things like this, because at the end of the day, nobody should, there isn't a single person out there who should agree with the fact that parents do things like this, or who should think it's okay and acceptable for parents to be doing things like this. But sadly, so many people do. I'm not going to have people coming at me telling me I'm being hard, I'm being too harsh, or I'm looking at things I'm not looking at things in the right way, because I know I am looking at things in the right way. I don't care what people think or what people's opinions are. That doesn't, at the end of the day, it really doesn't bother me. At the end of the day. I guess I just wanted to come on and do this little video, give my kind of opinions on that, and say something that really has to be said, because I think this really does have, this really did have to be said, because it's so wrong, it's so, it's so inappropriate and unacceptable for parents to be doing things like this. There's just no need for it, and the problem is these parents will keep doing things like this because they know that people will defend them for it. They know that people will say, oh, they're not doing anything wrong. They know that people will turn a blind eye to things like this. But people shouldn't be turning a blind eye to the fact that parents are doing things like this. People shouldn't be ignoring that. But that's basically exactly what people are doing. Jonathan is using his child's injury for content, and people are basically ignoring that like it doesn't matter. It does. He should not be doing things like that. But he will keep doing things like that as people keep defending him for it, saying he's such a great dad. No. Great dads he's not a great dad because he doesn't give his privacy at times where he should be giving them privacy. He's not good. Good dads great dads don't use his injuries as content, which is what Jonathan is doing. It's like, how do people say that when when he's basically using his injury for content? How the fuck can people not see that? People must be incredibly stupid to not be able to see what he's doing and see how wrong it actually is. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you for another one soon. Bye bye.